All right, what is going on, guys? It's Adam, aka Marf. Today's show is going to be loaded. Today, we're going to talk about how Puerto Rico just got hacked and 400,000 people are out of power. Who didn't see that one coming? We'll be right back right after this. Remember, nothing in the show should be considered legal, medical, or financial advice. The views of the callers can differ considerably and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of myself, Dex, or anyone else on the show. You should always do your own research and consult with professionals. The internet is full of fake news, so please take everything with a grain of salt. All right, what is going on, guys? My name is Adam, aka Marf, and this is Marfoogle News. We're going to go over some stuff real quick. Just to let you know, if you are new, everything here is going to have a backup or an archive of all of the documents, videos, tweets, anything we show you here is going to be on our website. If you go to marfooglenews.com, you'll see that we've actually done a bibliography. It's very easy to navigate. Just look for today's thumbnail, 400,000 without power in Puerto Rico after fire / cyber attack. When you click on that link, you'll see that we have all of the sources for today's show, so you know exactly where you are getting your information from. On anything that is opinion or something that is theory, I will make sure to clarify. So if I make a mistake, call me out on it. Again, you know, I'm not perfect, I'm human, and this is a live show, so anything can happen. Tonight, the phone lines are open, 224-400-MARF. If you want to call in, you definitely want to call in early instead of waiting until last minute. Again, the phone lines are open. It's 224-400-MARF. We just have about 500 people in here already, so thank you everybody that joined in early. Aaron Eileen, thank you for just subscribing, and Mike Wilson, and of course Jubin Galaxy, and Tajir Graham. Thank you, and thank you. All right, and then on the website, if you want to support us in any way, we do not have a multi-channel network behind us. We are by ourselves, and you are a backbone. So if you want to support, go over to the right side. All of our affiliates are all over there. Again, EMP Shield, NordVPN, our PayPal, Amazon, all that kind of stuff is right there. Let's bring in my co-host / internet brother / manning the phones tonight. Dex, how are you doing tonight, and what's going on?
Well, hello, Adam, and hello, Foogle fam. I'm doing just fine.
So we have a ton here, so I'll get right into it. Of course, if you want to call in on any of these subjects, make sure to get in 224-400-6273. Make sure to press option 4. All right, so it says China's Zhurong rover sends a selfie from Mars. Supposedly, of course, this is somehow being sent from Mars, whatever way they do that. I think it's UPS. I'm not sure. It says China has released new images from its Zhurong rover. In fact, two rights don't make Zhurong, which began wheeling its way around Mars in late May. One of the photos is a lovely selfie of Zhurong posed next to its landing platform. The touring group photo, as the China National Space Administration calls it in a blog post, was taken with a small wireless camera that the rover placed on the surface before scooting back to line up for the shot like an excited parent. Okay, so first off, yes, this is technically, there's a lot of people buzzing online, a lot of people on Twitter, and if you actually look at the responses to some of the stuff that they've posted, a lot of people are like, yeah, right, this is Colorado, this is fake, whatever. I would say, though, it's like, yeah, we have the technology to put down a wireless camera and take a picture of itself, but look at the actual pictures, though. It's like, I guess it's just kind of funky. I guess what is there anything there that we can see that we can't see here on Earth? Is there, it's surprising that they have these high-def cameras, these extremely high-quality, high-megapixel cameras, and they still, haven't proved that they're on Mars. I know for the average person, you're like, of course they're on Mars. I get it. But there are people that think they're not and that they're in the Arizona desert or something. Is there any weird rock formations that can't be found here on Earth or something that they can show us? What is the size of this, by the way? I wonder how big this thing is. But it kind of looks like a I don't know, like a Hollywood prop. Is that like a milk bottle right there? Like, this look like toilet paper rolls. Anyways, what is? I wish a scientist. Is that horn or something? Like, what are the purpose of some of these things? This looks like a middle school chemistry set. Not so much. And then this looks like, what do you call it? What is that? Particle board or like foam? Maybe it might be made out of foam, right? Look at the wiring. I just wonder, with some of the smartest scientists in the world, this is what it looks like. And then look at this. This is kind of odd here. There's a little panda down here, which is I think they're kind of like our bald eagle here in the U.S. And then what is that other symbol? I can't quite make this one out. It almost looks like Snoopy the dog or something with a hood. But again, what is really going on up there? If we're on Mars and if we're going to head there and have all these people head there, then there's going to be a lot of changes in the near future. So before I go on to the Puerto Rico story, Puerto Rico is technically a territory, right? So U.S. I mean, Dex, I guess, could we say that Puerto Rico is it's a territory of the U.S., correct? So it's not actually it's not actually a U.S. state. Is that right? Maybe the chat can correct me here.
Yeah, that's correct.
Now, Puerto Rico was hacked, apparently, or a cyber attack, and 400,000 people went out. But first, I do want to mention that Elon Musk, with this whole Mars thing, they just showed video, or at least there's some video. The one video that I saw, I thought was very weird. It has the actual rocket landing, and they say it's a successful landing. And what was funny about the video I saw, it almost sounded like a laugh track, like there were people added in, and you could see that there was nobody around. It was just weird. It's like, why are there all these weird things out there that make us doubt? And then, of course, 400,000 without power in Puerto Rico after fire/cyber attack. Okay, so I shouldn't have to tell you guys. We've been telling you, we've been warning you, we've been saying that we believe this is going to happen, and we haven't just said, oh, this is our theory. We've also given you backed up information to go off of. You can also go off of DHS, Department of Homeland Security, telling you that you need 6 months to a year of food just in case we lose all power, and I mean all power. Once we come out with this information about NK and what they're doing, you'll fully understand why we are saying this. It's not like we won't need a crystal ball to predict this. And when it happens, everybody's going to go, oh my gosh, he was right. But it's not that hard to predict. The writing's on the wall. All of you could be warning your friends to have extra stuff there. And then when it does happen, you'll be the one they'll be saying, I can't believe you knew this before it happened. I mean, it's pretty clear as day what is happening right now. In my book, at least my thoughts and my theory on this is that it's unbelievable that everything is being hacked right now. SolarWinds got into all of the military branches, everything. So why are we not preparing for this? Obviously, something big is about to happen. Not to mention all of the crazy stuff. Things happened here in the U.S. that normally happened in third world countries, if you know what I mean. Again, things were meddled with, all sorts of wrongdoings, right? Sir Budrick, thank you for popping in early. Says moonshine still on Mars, Devon Island, Canada. Thank you, Sir Budrick. And then, of course, that's funny. Yes, that's a good point. Gone Girl 777 says, swinging by to say hello. Much love, Foogle fam. I'm writing out my trike. LOL. Love you all. Well, have fun on your trike, and I hope you get to watch this full episode. I was going to say thank you later on because I appreciate your support over on other platforms as well. Thank you. And then it says there was at least 400,000 people without power in Puerto Rico on Thursday night as the company took over the island's powered transmissions has been faced with fire and cyber attack. It says Luma, the company that took over Puerto Rico's electric power authority on June 1st, has seen more than 1 million customers this month without power at some point, officials said. And it says at the height of the most recent outage, there was 700,000 customers without electricity. The company has faced two issues this week that hindered its performance: a fire at the main substation causing the outages, and a cyber attack that has limited the ability to customers to get in contact with Luma. It says a significant transformer fire has been reported at the Monticello substation. The fires caused significant outages across Puerto Rico. So one thing I want to point out is, as of a couple of years ago, we found out that at least if you hit 9 locations just here in the U.S., and you can really replace the U.S. with any country, I'm sure the U.K., that Australia, that all of these different places have a set of power grids that are vulnerable if you hit certain spots. A report came out that was very alarming that basically said if you took out 9 of these substations, or these big transformers, giant transformers, the transformers that are the size of a small shack or a small house, that you could knock out the entire power grid for the entire country. Once that came out, everybody started to go, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. Now, those don't have to be taken out by, of course, a cyber attack or even an EMP. They can also be physically taken out. Now, will we find out if things like this were happening? I can almost guarantee we won't. And the reason why is the NERC report that we read. That report basically told us, it did tell us, that there were over 500 events to our power grid between, I think, 2007 and 2017 or 2015 or something like that. And only 2 of them were reported publicly. All of the rest went to the Department of Energy, the DOE, and of course just stopped there. So these things were, and it actually had numbers of everything that happened. So I hope people are listening carefully. There were numbers of people driving into it, say, it could even include, somebody driving through the fence and into it, right? Could even be an accident. They separated it to accidental, this and that. They separated it to people taking, pot shots at it. They separated it to people doing explosives on it, to people coming close to it with radar or whatever, not radar, but jamming equipment and some ISI catchers. These things can actually possibly catch transformers on fire remotely from a distance. Like, there's all sorts of weird things that have happened. And they reported those to DOE, and then DOE never actually reported it to the public. Only 2 events, one being a massive cyber attack and the other that happened at that time when the NERC came out. So obviously there's a lot of stuff that goes unsaid, or at least unsaid to the public. So some would say that that's kind of a scary fact there to realize. As far as this goes, one thing I think about is how that have we changed things? Has it changed to more than 9 places to knock out our entire grid? To this date, I do not believe that they have changed it to a way where it isn't. So say they physically hit 9 locations and they know where those 9 locations are, they could knock out the entire grid. Now, I want to further go into solar winds and what it accessed. We know for a fact that it accessed Black Start. Black Start is the program that the U.S. has and that would walk us through after our grid goes down on how we would restart the program and how we would restart the power. Now, Black Start was basically carefully gone out by experts, and thousands of everybody that was involved with this plan wrote out exactly how we would turn on everything, what our plans would be, what our infrastructure would have to go and repair, and what EMS and everything else would have to do as well. So this plan was one of the biggest plans ever, and it got accessed during solar winds. So why would they access that? Why would they want to know how we are going to turn on our power after a massive power grid down? Well, if you know how it's going to go back on, then you know how to keep it off. You know what places they're going to go try to fix first, and you know what things they're planning to do to actually solve the situation. Now, some of these transformers, if they go out, it takes anywhere from 9 months to 2 years to build one. They're not built here, they're built overseas. So that's why there was such a huge amount of time that we would be without power. We would be without power because if they did knock them down and permanently damage these things, even say an EMP or a solar flare, a natural event, then it would take that much time to actually rebuild and to get these things done again. And we don't know if it would actually take longer. I don't know if they actually contain the chips that we are now short of, but I'm sure that would go to priority if that happened. But who knows? What if it was just the U.S. that happened to? And what if they used a grid down situation to take advantage of things? If we have our entire grid down, we would be extremely vulnerable for any kind of thing, including invasion. And just because you're in the UK or Australia, don't think that this wouldn't affect you. This would highly affect you. In fact, UK has had their own power struggles and power scares here in the last couple of years. They even, in fact, had some of their satellites knocked out for GPS, things like this. But also, we're allies, and anything that happens to us is going to affect Australia, UK, and all of our other allies. So it says, in another announcement on Thursday, Luma said that the cyber attack against their website was affecting the customer portal and making it difficult for customers to get in contact with the company. So they didn't even know that they were out, right? It says Luma has become aware of targeted distributed denial of service or DDoS attacks on the Me Luma customer portal and mobile application. A DDoS attack is an attempt to make an online service unavailable by overwhelming it with traffic from multiple sources. The DDoS attack was identified and has been issuing 2 million hits per second. As a result, many customers may have had difficulty accessing information related to their account. Now, do you think that they're just doing a DDoS to screw up their website? Or do you think that this is all part of a massive sort of operation? My theory and my opinion is that it is. Practice makes perfect is the title of this show, and I want you to put that in the context of this. I want you to put that in the context of Venezuela. I want you to put that in context of Dex. Didn't we have another place just have a massive nationwide outage? Do you remember what the name of that was? I believe it was, it wasn't Is, it was, oh, geez. Somebody in the chat, you guys watch my show and you probably remember better than I do.
Well, there was a couple of them. One was in Rome, right?
Rome just had a major one, right? But a bigger one than that even. Costa Rica, I forgot about that one. Wow, people are adding ones. Australia, well, nope, that wasn't. India had a big one. But there was even another one. Geez, Pakistan. Okay, so this alone, so I actually, now that you remind me, there has been several, and we're talking about ones that have affected hundreds of thousands, if not in the millions, of power customers. Mexico just went down 10 million. Oh my gosh. Nigeria, I didn't know, I don't know if that's one. I ran to the store. Yep. Ducky, they're playing games with us, says Plank Zoo. You very well may be right. McDonald's got hacked. I think we covered that. If not, we will. I did Transformer winding at Hewitt Packer. Okay, so or winding, I guess. Bling and Grandma. Then you probably already know. Didn't VEGAS? I don't know. Wow, that's incredible. So, Dex, they actually listed a bunch that I forgot about, and we've covered all of these. We cover pretty much all of them. And it's like, Puerto Rico is 400,000 people. This is not okay. I hope that people are taking this seriously. I hope that you guys go out, forget about telling them about the show. Tell them that, try to give them the information that we have available on the website. Give them the direct actual documents. Give them the DHS warning. Give them the NERC report. Show them that they are not reporting it to the public. I'm trying to see how else I could help you guys get it across to family that they need to have some sort of backup plan. They need to have drills thought out and these kind of things. And if it doesn't happen, guess what? Then you're going to have extra food, you're going to have extra water, you're going to have extra everything. There's no downside to this. There's none whatsoever to having extra stuff. So I hope everybody's listening. I hope everybody's passing it on. And don't do it like, oh, the world is ending. No, just say, hey, I think we should take a step towards, being responsible about this. There are some serious reasons why. Can we sit down for 5 minutes? I'll show you. And then don't show them my show. Show them something that, we've shown you on the show. Tell them, everything that's going on with all the threats from all of these other countries. You'll be able to actually give them the video we're about to put out. That video has a lot of really great information that goes back to 2013. So I hope everybody shares that out. I really do. You can only hope that something gets out there and goes wild. It says multiple mayors have declared a state of emergency due to the power outages, with the government asking people to be patient as Luma just began its 15-year tenure of operating the system that is running on crumbling infrastructure, according to the outlet. The island's electric grid and infrastructure were devastated back in 2017. Well, guess what? If you did want to knock out a big grid like the U.S., you probably would need some practice. You know why? Because what if you tried to get the U.S. and only got a city or two, and this is the kind of thing that would start a conflict over it? If you were another country that possibly wanted to, hit you hard, you would want to do it right the first time. Now, I don't know if this is another country that's going after Puerto Rico or anything else. I don't know if it's our own people or, somebody in the structure of the top elites are all working together to do it. Either way, I think that it's going to happen. And if you were trying to take out a huge grid, and I'm talking about 370 million people, you would want to do it right the first time. It seems to me like all these other little smaller places, it's like a test. That's just my theory, and that's my opinion. Again, call me crazy. So, again, we've been talking about this. I hope that it's absorbing. And then, of course, we have a ransomware attack hit Teamsters in 2019, but they refused to pay. When the Teamsters were hit by a ransomware attack over Labor Day weekend in 2019, the hackers asked for a 7-figure payment. But unlike many of the companies hit by high-profile ransomware attacks in recent months, the union declined to pay, despite the FBI's advice to do so. 3 sources familiar with the previously unreported cyber attack told NBC. It says they locked down the entire system and said if we paid them, they would give us the encryption code to unlock it, said one of the sources, all of whom spoke to NBC News on the condition of anonymity because they were not authorized to discuss the hack publicly. Okay, the one thing I'm pulling out of this is 2 years ago. This was a massive hack. It affected something that would affect thousands of people, and they didn't tell us about it. So it's been 2 years and we did not know about this. So what does that say to you? That says to me that there's a lot more of these attacks that we don't know about that never see the public eye. And some of them may even have your information inside of it. Say if a company that you have all of your stuff on autofill with and they've been hacked, therefore they have your information. It was this union told, the union, all these people that were in this union, were they told that it was hacked? I doubt it. It doesn't sound like it was talked about at all. The top leaders of the union were, but do you think, and I'm gonna poll you right now, let's say 1 and 2, if your name or if your company or if your union or whatever, if your name is involved in something that is hacked, and I mean a massive hack, do you believe that it's right for them to tell you no matter what, if it's confidential or what? Do you think, 1, it is right for them to tell you if your name was involved in something, like you were underneath a hack? Or 2, do you think that it's okay for them not to tell you because it's confidential and they're doing it for safety reasons? 1, if you think that you should be told. 2, if you don't. I'll pop open the chat here. It seems like there is a pretty... Wow. That is a lot of ones. I'm turning on chat here so everybody can see the answers here on the replay and on other platforms. That's a lot of ones. So, again, 2 years. Do you think the people in the union actually got an email saying, hey, you might have been opened up to threats because your name was in this and your information and your address and everything else? I bet you they did not tell them. If you were in this union that got locked down and all of this, and did not get notified, please let us know or call in. It says, until now, the major labor union had managed to keep the hack out of the public eye for nearly 2 years. That points to a truth that cybersecurity experts say is lurking beneath the surface of recent high-profile attacks. An unknown number of companies and organizations have been extorted without ever saying a word about it publicly. Communicating with Teamsters official on the dark web through the site provided in the ransom note, the attackers demanded $2.5 million in exchange for restoring the union's access to electronic files, personal information for the millions of active and retired members. Think about the people that had their information that are already retired, might be sitting on a nest egg, and they ended up getting, identity theft and losing their entire nest egg. And they weren't even told about it. They weren't even told to keep your eye out, or maybe change your passwords, or to go through and make sure that everything is locked down with, two-factor authentication. This is why I think people should be told. Think about an 85-year-old man retired in Florida, and all of a sudden he had his $1.5 million retirement, and now he's got a $0.0 million retirement. Teamsters official alerted the FBI and asked for help in identifying the source of the attack. They were told that many similar attacks were happening and that the FBI would not be able to assist in pursuing the culprit. What? So you're saying the FBI was like, yeah, sorry. This sounds like a cop when you say, hey, somebody stole my bike. Okay, good. Yeah, we'll let you know if somebody pawns it. You're not getting your bike back, buddy. You're just not. But apparently they didn't pay. It says that they fought tooth and nail. The first source side said of the insurance nail. The Teamsters decided to rebuild their systems, and 99% of their data has been restored from archival material, some of it from hard copies. But guess what? Those bad guys also got all of that information, and nobody was told about it. That to me is freaky. From Australia, Vibron, thank you so much for your support there. And Daphne Drew, thank you for the $20 super chat on YouTube. Rietta Squires, thank you for subscribing. Adam Smith says, y'all hearing any accidents with a V? Y'all hearing of any accidents with a V? Actually, I know of two just in my family. Sir Budrick says, it looks like a moonshine distiller. Oh, Sir Budrick, that I thought I was going somewhere else. Like you could see the actual moon shining, and it's not supposed to on Mars. Moonshine still on Mars. I get it now. Thank you, and thank you for your support, Vibron, Adam Smith, Sir Budrick. And then, of course, over on D-Live, we have Zippy Moons popping in. Jack Track 69 says, always wanted to send a girl. Keep up the great work, Adam, Dex, and all mods. Love the Foogle fam. Thank you so much. And speaking of the mods, I was going to try to get the mods on today. We're going to set a date and then have as many of the mods on each platform. We're going to do a exclusive show and then talk about that talk about everything. Just have the news and have them on, say something like Skype or something, and have us all just talk about it. Jeannie F. Chandler, Carolina Roots, Scooby-Doo Do-Right, Geisy, Edgy Whalen, the Recalcitrant, thank you so much. Jaybird, I appreciate that. Zippy Moons, again, thank you for being here. And then Kelly2334, thank you for supporting. I know that you've been on that list a lot of times, so thank you so much. Stone Fantastic, Miss Me V2, Jack, I have really bad eyesight there. Jack Try69 says, was Taiwan one? I forgot about Taiwan. You know what? I don't know if that was a hack. If it was, it probably wouldn't be publicized. Ski Ball, thank you for the diamond. Kelly2334, again, thank you. Ski Ball, Ninja Genie after Ninja Genie, thank you. Zippy Moons with a Ninja Genie, and Kelly2334. Thank you all for supporting over there. In fact, you guys are thank you just so much for just being here and sticking with us through all of our hard times. All right, and then Cuba's central bank suspends deposits in U.S. dollars. Okay, So, Dex, I know that you're probably on the phone lining up our next call, and I'm actually going to go over this. Before we go into this, and by the way, so Russia has moved all of their money from the U.S. dollar into everything else. $119 billion moved out of the U.S. dollar. Now Cuba is suspending deposits in U.S. dollars. What do you think? Do you think that we're crazy to think that something's about to happen?
Not surprising. Now, I guess it's not surprising in the sense that it's one of the allies of our adversaries. It's obviously not been necessarily a friendly country to the U.S. To see that there's this wave and this continued wave of trying to get away from the U.S. dollar. It's obviously they're making a lot more headway. When I say they, I mean collectively everybody that's trying to, whether it's they're buying more gold, building up their reserves, stopping with their investments or even holdings in certain cases of the U.S. dollar. So the more and more we're seeing this, the more that movement is happening, and that's going to it's going to do a lot of different things when it comes to the value of the dollar, the value of our own economy, the world economy, and how it all comes together and or doesn't come together at the moment, right?
Wake up, everybody, and seriously, even if you're a hater quietly sitting there, I hope you are looking at this. We're going to call this, and everybody's going to, we won't get a pat on the back when this happens. There's not going to be any way for you to even see us when this happens. In my opinion, this is clear, cut and dry. Something's about to go down. How can people not see it? I don't know. Do you guys see it? Yes. I get emails every day saying, I just can't believe I found you. You're somebody. I can't talk to anybody about this. I think something's going to happen and nobody else is seeing it. I mean, this stuff is really obvious. It's like, go with your gut. Don't go with media. Don't go with, what is officially being said versus actually thinking about this. They're monitoring, I ran to the store, and then randomly a ship just burns up and sinks. China's ship sinking, China's ship catching fire for 5 days, amphibious assault ship. U.S.'s assault ship catching fire for 5 days. It's like, come on, it's obvious. It's super obvious. The same kind of ship across the world, a couple months apart, burns. It's like, this is stuff that you should be looking at and go, okay. Them sending samples to the moon and putting stuff underground of DNA like a Noah's Ark. It's like the most obvious stuff. And then, by the way, I don't think I tweeted it. I was going to screenshot it just before the show. I saw Russell Brand in the suggestions, and it was his interview with Snowden, and it said the most real conspiracy theories are in plain sight. That was his quote he used for his actual title, and I was like, yeah, it makes perfect sense. You're not crazy. The Foogle fam's not crazy. You guys are incredibly smart. In fact, you feel like you're crazy because everything you are thinking, people say is crazy. But guess what? The world has been crazy for 2 years, and everything that's crazy is actually the truth, and everything that's the truth is actually just absolutely absurd, ridiculous stuff. That's my opinion. Lady Green Eyes, I saw you there earlier. Thank you so much. Says, yes, I see it, and I love you, Adam, mods, and family. Gone Girl 777 stopping by D Live as well. Says, love you, Foogle fam. I'm stopped at a light, listening earbuds in a while riding TV. Thank you. But Gone Girl, be safe, please. I know that you're on a super awesome trike, though. Probably easier than a motorcycle. Earth Observer says, love you, Foogle fam, always throwing seeds. The seeds should grow, and obviously there's only so much we can say. People aren't going to believe us until it happens. Cuba's central bank suspends. Again, if you want to protect yourself against this, guys, go over to EMP Shield. Make sure to go check them out. You get $50 off per device. You can actually protect your solar system, your car, your house, your RV, your trike, whatever you end up driving or whatever you end up using for power, you can protect with an EMP Shield. This is the same company that's been contracted with agencies like DHS, DOD, and now DEMSO with the Texas grid. go over to marfooglenews.com/EMP. Let's get the first caller going, and then we'll talk about Cuba. We're also going to be talking about China, tests their carrier killer. And then, of course, American media explains why U.S. can't act against the I warships in Atlantic. Oh, they can't, right? Is that why they just sink and catch fire? Oh, yeah, there's reasons for that. There's reasons why they don't say it was us. Because there's rules to this game, and everybody cheats. All right, Dex, let's get on the first caller. I'm going to head over to the screener. It looks like we have Kishara. We have open lines at the back end, so make sure to call in 2244-006273. If it's your first time, that's the best time. Talk to us. Let us know. I bet you have something of value that you just don't even know yet. Kishara says, mutations in mankind's history. She's writing an article for our website, so she's going to be on here in just a second. And then while you get her on, Dex, I'm actually going to pop open... I'm going to pop open this article here. All right, Kishara, you're live on Marfoogle News.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. So last time we talked, it was a very, very intriguing call. Everybody requested it to be turned into a video, so we did. And now you're calling back. So what's going on? And what is this link that we're looking at with these photos?
This is actually, yes, an article that I wrote for your website. And it's based off the research I've been doing, which is also a bit of a carry-on of the theory that I was telling you about on the last call in regards to that energy wave that comes from the center of the universe, which, by the way, I did also write up into an article and submitted that so that you guys could actually read what I forgot to say.
and by the way, so if you, we'll make sure to link Kishara. We will make sure to link her previous call. She talked about the 12,000 year solar cycle of disasters that have happened on Earth. And also, if you may follow Ice Age Farmer or some of the others that cover this, Suspicious Observers, you'll know exactly what she's talking about. Mm-hmm. So it looks like you've grabbed some kind of historic examples of things. Is that right, or am I wrong?
Yes. No, you are absolutely right. And I started going back and looking at the timeline and realized that every time we get hit by these waves, there are mutations that happen on this planet. Dinosaurs turned into chickens. Okay, that was one. Now, this is according to the evidence as we've seen that, so I don't have a way to verify that. If you go back in history, you have the story of the actual human, because we're Homo sapiens sapiens. This first picture that you have is from the construction of the Bridge of Rama in Hindi legends, both first and second. You will notice these are very distinctly monkey people. Yeah, and in China, they have further legends about the monkey king who fought and defended all of his people. He was like a strategic genius with a severe case of ADHD because, monkey. So his story is very famous. Now, if you keep going down to the next series of pictures in support of the monkey people, which I'm sure a lot of people are going, oh my God, this girl lost it. No, I got dog people for you. Okay, the dog people who were recorded by many, many, many different well-known names, including Alexander the Great. He captured one of the dog people because he really just wanted to know. This is while he was going through India. These people lived in the mountains of India. They're recorded in North America. They're recorded in China, a little bit in South America, but not as much. And if you look at these people, they're very well documented. If you keep scrolling down, you'll come across this color picture. The first color picture is one of the villages that they talked about. And they have details. They're not like, these are just dog people who are somewhere. They're like, no, these people live in the mountains. Their god is a goat. I don't know. Their god is a goat. They cook their meat on stones and thin slices. They communicate through barking. They have a hard, legit, they communicate through barking, and they have a hard time speaking the native Indian languages. The village people traded with the Maharajas with amber. They would mine amber and go and trade. And this went on for hundreds of years. Now, what if everything we've been taught about werewolves and, not to like wolves and how dogs are bad, or not, depending on history, dogs are bad type thing. What if they're trying to steer you away from the actual history that says, yeah, there's a lot of crazy things that have been here? And to back that up, if you scroll down to, I don't think we uploaded it on yours. One of the pictures you should have is it has 6 different hominid type people that were visually seen and recorded right about the 15th century.
Now, one of them has the face on the chest. Is this the same picture?
Yeah, that's a trip. Now, if you go back to the story of the Headless Horseman, you start going, hey, maybe.
So wait, the mutations would have happened because of solar events? Is that right, or?
I think it's the energy wave that comes off, because it's not just the sun. The wave is either going to be a gamma plasma type mixture. Either way, it's an energetic wave that hits and according to the yuga cycles, goes through the planet and cleans out everything bad. It gets rid of everything that's bad. Could be because, you wipe the memories and there is no bad. Well, these historical mutations, which the very last picture you should have is actually Saint Christopher, who was supposed to be one of the dog people who, depending on the story, I'm sorry, I said Christopher, I mean Augustine. Wait, is it Augustine or Christopher? No, Christopher, I'm sorry. Anyway.
So Saint
Augustine.
Augustine.
According to the story, when he was baptized, he became saved and he devoted his life to God. Saint Christopher.
Okay, so before you go any further, Kishara, Ilea made a comment here and said, "Sweet Tooth." Many asterisks here. So, have you seen Sweet Tooth? And if any of you haven't, it's basically where we have a solar or actually, no, I'm confusing 2 different movies. We have something happened. And a virus comes, and then we start having mutations of humans.
It was a virus.
This is so weird that this is part of this whole thing that's been going on for a while, because Sweet Tooth and this other movie, Awake, have come out talking about solar events that possibly affect us, and then babies start to be born, half animal, half deer, half wolf, half this, and so weird.
Now, add to that, think about all the mythology. Satyrs, centaurs,
bull people,
minotaurs. How many creatures are there?
What a weird thought. And we have mythology in almost every country with the same kind of thing. Egyptians worship the cat, and that they had different animals and things like that in their hieroglyphs.
Dog-headed.
What a trip.
Now, one of the things that I kind of trip off that I really have no answer for is that when you get into the mutation history and you look at our legends of centaurs, and then you go up into the astrology, and the Sagittarius is a centaur. What happened that we immortalized centaurs into our star?
This is that is what a trip. Well, Kishara, again, I had no idea about. Now, is there somebody who's a big name that does this theory that talks about this or has talked about this? I just think it's crazy that all of this is popping up, and then Sweet Tooth and Awake both come out. and then we start hearing. I haven't really heard about this before. Kishara, did you cut out? Dex, I think we lost Kishara. It sounded like she was on and then she was gone. On and gone.
Hang on, I'm trying.
By the way, thank you, Ilea. Thank you.
Test?
Yeah, we're here.
She's back.
All right, cool.
Sorry about that.
That's totally okay.
To answer your question, I have not heard anyone else talk about this.
Well, it's definitely very, very interesting, and of course, it's definitely intriguing. What does the chat think of it? Pop in the chat what you think about this. Do you think that this is something that should be looked into? Do you think we should do a show and talk about this kind of stuff and actually look into the research on it? Is there anything else you would like to say before you go, Kishara? And I want to thank you for calling in with this.
Oh, no problem. One last thing. I mentioned a little bit about the eco-village community that I'm trying to set up here. It's called Haven. I wrote a little piece about that. If anybody is interested, there's no money involved. You don't buy anything. This is a barter community. This is about people standing together and living through this. Not trying to sound all dire. But if you're interested, I put contact information, anything like that. And that's it.
All right. Well, thank you, Kishara. Again, make sure to go check that out. It will be on our website, marfooglenews.com. Any of the information, the previous video will be linked there as well about the 12,000-year cycle. Thank you, Kishara. Always a pleasure. Be safe, be prepared, and Marf out. We have Lady Green Eyes over on DLive. Thank you, Battery Bear, Vashadow, Life is Better on Stilts, Out of the Woods, Vango 54, Tall Drink of Water. Lots of old school OG Foogle fam there. Callie 2334, thank you for your continued support. Gone Girl again, thank you, and thank you for the Ninja Genie. And then says, love you, DLive fam. LOL, Adam. Adam says something. Adam, it's a motorcycle, but it's a trike, right? If it's 3 wheels, then it's a trike. It is a motorcycle, but okay. You got a point. But could you call an ATV a motorcycle? It has 4 wheels. I don't know. I would technically call it a trike, but it is a bike. Or is it? I don't know. Because bicycle means by, two, right? But motorcycle, I guess, yeah. But is it even a cycle? Might be a 12,000-year cycle. We don't know. And then, of course, Cuban banking and financial institutions will not accept cash deposits in U.S. dollars from the 21st of June due to U.S. sanctions, the Central Bank of Cuba said. Given the obstacles imposed by the U.S. economic blockade for the Cuban banking system to depositing abroad cash in U.S. dollars collected in the country, the decision has been made to temporarily stop the acceptance of bills in that currency by the Cuban banking and finance system. It says, according to the statement, the measure will not affect operations involving transfers of cash deposits or other freely convertible currencies accepted in Cuba. Says the BCC explained that the decision is a protective measure for the Cuban banking and financial system due to restrictions imposed by the economic, commercial, and financial blockade on part of the U.S. So, yeah. And then we have, of course, China testing a carrier killer missile after threatening the U.S. over Taiwan. On Tuesday, the CPLA Rocket Force tested their ability to rapidly deploy Dongfang DF-26 missiles, known as carrier killers, after threatening the U.S. with a head-on strike if it interferes with Taiwan. The Chinese state-run Global Times media reported that the drills were carried out around midnight on Tuesday, and PLA Rocket Force practiced carrying out a multi-wave missile attack. After launching the first wave of mock missile strikes, the Chinese troops received orders to relocate, simulating a response to a hostile attack on their launch positions, then reloaded and started a second wave of missile launches. The Washington Examiner reported Chinese Defense Ministry spokesman Wu Qian said if anyone dares to separate Taiwan Island from China, the Chinese People's Liberation Army will give it a head-on strike and firmly defend national reunification and territorial integrity at all costs. They are straight up telling us they are going to take Taiwan, and if anybody steps in, they're going down. So they are going to take Taiwan, and Taiwan is going to go, it's going to be a smaller conflict with them. Are we going to step in? They're saying at this point they are taking it. So I think it's only a matter of time. They're already practicing. We just covered the drills that they were doing, island hopping, and also the U.S. drills that have not been talked about, but all of our military group is talking about this. They're doing island hopping drills like crazy right now. Just in the last 6 months, the U.S. military and the Chinese and Russian military have all started these island hopping drills. Not to mention South China Sea is just buzzing right now. People are going to say, oh, whatever, you just said. Just watch. Something is going down right now, and nobody's going to listen until it's too late. So make sure you tell your family and friends. Try to gather as much real information that's non-biased. This is another reason. If we're telling you something that doesn't have a political slant one way or another, then it's easier to tell people. Because if it has anything that leans to this or that, then it's done. You can't. If somebody's on the opposite end of it, they're not going to receive it. This is non-bias. This is just protecting human beings, period. The timing of the missile drills coincides closely with the visit of 3 U.S. Senators Tammy Duckworth, Chris Coons, and Dan Sullivan. So just remember that happened at that same time. Those were the island hopping drills. Then this happened. So we're looking at flyovers. We're looking at the sea militarizing in South China Sea. We are seeing them replicate them. We are seeing actual island hopping exercises. We're seeing flyovers, record numbers. Everything is going down very soon. I'll just straight up say it. And you guys know I don't. I don't say anything like that. Dex, do you have anything you want to say about that before we talk about why the media can't talk about this? Okay, no, that's okay. Thank you. Texas Rob 49 says, much love, Dex Mods and Foogle fam. Thanks. Thank you, guys. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for supporting us. Gone Girl 777 LMAAO. It's okay. It's a trike. LOL. Love you. Rolling on. Okay, don't run any stoplights on your 3-wheeled motorcycle. Lisa K23, love you, Gone Girl. Edgy Whalen, Susan Big, Poca Loco, and 1 Adam 12. Thank you, everybody that is popping in. Almost 3,000 watching. I appreciate you. And then actually over 3,000 with D-Live. You guys are absolutely amazing. Don't touch American media explains why U.S. can't act against warships in Atlantic. The Iran to the store military earlier confirmed that the 2 of the countries entered the Atlantic Ocean. Neither elaborated on their mission nor commented on media reports suggesting that the vessels are carrying arms for Venezuela. Despite that being sanctions to prohibit arms trade with Ven, the U.S. lacks the legal right to, quote, touch or act in any other way against the 2 ships, reportedly bound for Caracas. The American Journal Foreign Policy has stated in an analysis piece, the FP stressed that under the existing international law that is recognized by the U.S., Washington lacks legal options to do anything about these vessels, which, according to the Political Report, might be carrying weapons to Venezuela. The media outlet noted that the U.S. will only be able to act if these ships present an immediate danger to the country because these vessels possess sovereign immunity. They can even sail into American waters if their intentions are innocent, although Washington can easily order them to leave and act if they won't listen. It says, as long as the ship is engaged in innocent passage, not threatening the coastal state can, at most, order the warship to leave the territorial sea, interdiction, or arrest or are out of the question unless the ship threatens a coastal state, at which point self-defense would be permitted. So they have to wait till they see, until somebody fires on them. It's just like in the military. If somebody's over in Afghanistan, they know this person's got a grenade or a weapon, but they can't do anything until basically they have to react in defense. That is exactly why the I country is being slick about this, and I think extremely slick. They are taking these normal boats and even these tankers and turning them into forward operating bases, but they can also say that they're for innocent measures. They can say, oh, we're not doing anything with this. Meanwhile, they're sneaking stuff in. They're also going to great lengths. I country right now, along with NK, are looking at ways to disguise massive weapons. So we already have ways to disguise weapons. Of course, now they have the container missile launchers. Those we've had for a long time. Every country possesses them. We're talking about you take a container ship that, oh, we're just moving TVs here. We're just moving JCPenney clothes in big steel containers. Well, the top of the one steel container goes like this, and 16 missiles launch out of it. That exists. But now they are specifically looking for ways to hide smaller things and more deadlier things. Why would they be doing that? Lisa K23, thank you for your support. Thank you guys thank you for supporting over on DLive. I'm late. It is wrong to be out to dinner and be thinking I'd rather be watching Marf. Oh, is it wrong? No, absolutely not. But make sure to have a personal life too. I want you guys to have fun as well. Texas Rob 49, again, thank you. And Code Red Do Girl. That is awesome. A girl who drinks Mountain Dew. Not only that, Code Red Mountain Dew. The FP added that even the fact that Washington imposed extraterrestrial sanctions against Caracas doesn't change the legal status of the two ships, which recently entered the Atlantic Ocean, unless they carry weapons of mass destruction or fall into one of the other exceptional categories. Now, unlike Bush looking for WMDs, in this case, they probably know there's WMDs, but they can't do anything unless they know they have proof of it, right? Do I think that there's WMDs on those ships? I don't know. But I do know that they can't really do anything about it unless they make an act. So if they did want to get something to Venezuela, which Venezuela is in range of certain missiles, which they could have gotten from NK or something, then they could act on that. All right, so again, we need to plug our affiliate now because we do need to support ourselves. If you have not already, we actually firmly believe NordVPN is one of the best out there. We only want affiliates that we actually believe will help people. Nord is one of them. Everybody needs to be protecting themselves cyber-wise. If you haven't gone and got Nord, it's very affordable. You even get a huge discount, and you help the channel at the same time. I see this as a win-win. One Nord account not only hides your real address, hides your IP address, but it also works on 6 devices with one account. So you can do it on your kid's laptop, your kid's tablet, your wife's tablet, your phones, everything. All with one account. Go to marfooglenews.com/VPN. Use the special code Marfoogle to get a humongous savings. Again, that's marfooglenews.com/VPN. Kelly2334, thank you. All right, Dex, let's I'm going to go over to the phones. It looks like we have Chris found watermelons on Mars. No way. All right, Chris, you can come in when you like, and then again, looks like you are on now. You're live on Marfoogle News.
How you doing, Marvel? How you doing, Mark?
How are you doing? What is going on?
Okay, they posted it under an hour. They deleted it. I think it's just a distraction, but supposedly they found, I guess, watermelons on Mars. They said it was a mock article intended for a testing system, which was published on their site in error. That's why they removed it.
Okay, so I've got some. I've got a link here. What is this? Is this a picture of what it was, or I might have the article here?
Yeah, I think you got one. Who did he?
What?
I'm looking at New York Post.
Wow.
Article.
Wow. It says New York Times publishes, then deletes article claiming watermelons were found on Mars, Colorado, Arizona. I mean, wherever it is. Right?
No, people like David Icke, Steve Quill, Mike from around the world, they all claim that, I think it was NASA or scientists one come out and said that they use a red filter whenever they take pictures of Mars or show it to people, but there's actually green grass on Mars, just like Earth. And we all know Mars was once like Earth.
So
they claim there's bases on Mars.
So if that's true, obviously, if it was true that all of that was on Mars, and it wasn't a mistake, one, that would mean that we are totally in the dark about a lot of stuff. If not, that I'm so confused about why this would even happen in the first place, but this is just so weird.
I think it's a distraction. I just think it's a distraction, the article, to be honest with you.
Well, I guess how many people is it going to distract? It seems like a mistake, and then it's put out. Maybe it's to start kind of a theory about it that plants a seed in somebody's head, and then later on it will, be returned to.
You never know. But I have something else about the Sprinter. Or you call it Iran, or I just call it Sprinters. They're driving their boat around. They think they're going to Venezuela. They don't know where they're going. They never told anybody where they were going. And they're up in the Atlantic now. Supposedly, China's in Canada, Mexico. Now, China and Russia made a pact in 91, I believe, to take down America and Canada. Russia wanted Alaska and most of Canada, and the other wanted America and the other half of Canada. Now, what if, I know Iran, them three, I'm sorry, Sprinter, Russia, and the other made a pact recently. What if they're surrounding us, preparing conflict? That's what I think. That's going on. Hal Turner seems to believe that that's why they stopped selling the Pals and munitions over 6-7 months ago. They all of a sudden got backed up or shortage.
Because they're putting it all towards
I believe that they're right. I believe that they're surrounding us right now because of what's happening with the recounts. They know who's about not to be in there anymore. And they're in, what do you say, they're benefiting greatly with the current puppet. And once they're gone, things are going to change. No more munition deal, no more money, no more running over America. and they know that the end is in sight. I think that they're preparing conflict.
Well, again, I think that something is going on. I wouldn't be surprised. And right now, if you do follow on our website, I don't know if you actually read the additional kind of too hot for TV stuff. What you just said would make a whole lot more sense if people read all of those every night, especially with what's going on.
I don't. I catch your show a couple times a week. Once in a while, I'll call in.
Well, even if you don't catch the show, make sure to go check our website once a day and go down to whatever show we're doing. Then go down to that section, because we put all of we're actually following some stuff very, very closely that every single person needs to be watching. So they would actually understand what you just said a lot more. Well, thank you for calling in, and thank you for bringing that up. In fact, we have an article that we're about to read that kind of goes along with it, that the U.S. aware Russia plans to supply the I country with advanced satellite system, State Department says. Now, one thing you need a satellite system for is EMPs and some of the weapons that they've already shown off, and they said that they now have. So, stay tuned for that.
Also, what you were saying about the containers, I called in a few months ago and spoke with you about that, about how Russia sells them to whoever wants to buy them with the drones and the missiles, and they can be delivered or they can be controlled from anywhere in the world, basically. And like I told you then, they have them scattered throughout the country here in the U.S. Now, it wouldn't take much. Now, they're saying that there's Steve Quell and others like Mike from around the world say they have upwards to 1 million people just in Canada, and about the same in Mexico. And not to mention they have about half that sleeper cells, each country, sleeper cells here in the U.S. Now, what was it, like 2-3 years ago? They caught several shipments being delivered of Pals and launchers and stuff like that. The ATF, FBI intercepted it, and they were on their way. And just imagine all the ones that they didn't catch that was being delivered to the ports that they own in California.
And the sleeper cells, that's an actual fact. You can verify that. How many they've already caught. There's even been in local areas, they keep track of them. That's something that they have a program. They're trying to keep track of all these people that they believe are sleeper cells. They believed in that last batch when we had all those people coming up from the south that 1 in 100 was. Well, thank you again for calling in. Thank you last time, too. That was a good call now that I remember it. Chris, you have a wonderful night. And, again, don't be a stranger, okay?
Okay. Adam, I just want to say one more thing. Everybody listening, go stock up. If you can, get out of the cities, at least for a month or so. Just be prepared. You never know what's going to happen. And you guys have a good night, Adam.
All right, well,
have a good night.
Thank you, Chris, and don't be a stranger, okay? I think, I don't know about in the next month, but I do know that everyone should just take this and put it at a higher priority than they do. In fact, Dex, are you able to grab the poll I just did on Marfoogle TV? I just did a poll asking how many people had 1 day of food, a month of food, a year of food. I actually would like to kind of see where everybody is at right now. And then, of course...
Yeah, I'll get the link.
U.S. is aware Russia plans to supply with advanced satellite systems, State Department says. Now, we're going to give you some more information on this following video about NK and about their satellite that's flying above us right now, or at least one of two that can fly and does fly over us every day. But now this country will all of a sudden have one that will be able to do basically the same thing. It says the United States is aware that Russia plans to supply the iCountry with an advanced satellite system, but is not ready to provide any comments, U.S. State Department spokesman Jelena Porter said in a briefing on Friday. On Thursday, the Washington Post reported that Russia is in the midst of delivering to Iran an advanced Earth observation satellite, Canopus V. I wonder what that means, that word. If you want to Google that word and put it in chat, feel free. Equipped with a high-resolution camera, as it was agreed by iCountry and Russian companies in 2015. It says, quote, "We are aware of it, and of course, following these media reports about Russia potentially providing the iCountry with an advanced satellite system. Other than that, we have nothing further to announce at this point. We don't have any responses or potential responses, if you will," Porter said. The fact that I will obtain equipment of this quality has raised concerns among the U.S. and its allies, who already consider it as a potential threat to their military positions across the Middle East region. Think about that. That is not a good one. And then I'll go over and I'm going to pull up this poll. I want to see where everybody's at, see where the Foogle fam is as far as this poll. By the way, Lori, thank you so much for your support over on PayPal. Much appreciated. And Gone Girl 777 says, love to the Foogle fam. Thank you, and thank you for everybody that goes over there and supports as well. You can always write a message just like you do as a super chat. All right, and then... Okay, so we have... All right, let me pop this open and see if we can get to it. Let's see how many of you are prepared. Okay, so it says out of 2.4 thousand votes just 3 hours ago, and make sure to go after the show, go to my community tab on Marfoogle TV. You can actually probably do it right now while we're on this. In fact, you can go over and vote. I said, do you have a week of food and water, a month of food and water, 3 to 6 months, a year plus stocked up? I have no extra food at all. So there's at least 16% that do not. Most of you are actually in the month of food and 3 to 6 month. We actually have 12% that actually have upwards of. So let's see here. We've got at least a quarter of you with basically nothing out of this, and I hope that everybody ends up going. If you're watching the replay, you can actually probably do it while still watching. You can go over and vote. I hope to get 50,000 votes on this. I hope to get 300,000 votes. I really wish everybody would participate in these kind of things. Then we can actually see what's going on. So let's see. Let me refresh this and see if I can. Hopefully a bunch of you end up doing that. Yeah. So that's not good. We need more people prepared. We need more people in this category. Maybe we can do this in a month or so and see where people are at. Maybe in 2 months. What month is it now? It's June. So the next 4 months or so, hopefully we can get this number up. All right, let's see here. Let's go over. Thank you, D-Live. Tower Bear just came stomping in and driving into the Ninja Guinea here. It's a trike bike, LOL. In the wind again. Love you all. Gone Girl's basically at every stoplight supporting. Thank you. I know you are being safe. Kelly2334, salute. Thank you. Texas Rob 49, cheers to Dex, the voice of Marfoogle News. Then we've got Lisa K23. I'm late. It's wrong. Again, I got that one. For the glory of Christ. Thank you, Generator. Thank you for following. And of course, Texas Rob 49 says at Mrs. Marf. Thank you, Mrs. Marf. I appreciate you. And if you're in the chat somewhere, I hope the kids are being good for you. All right, and then Hoover Dam Reservoir hits a record low in sign of extreme western drought. Not good news. It says the reservoir created by Hoover Dam, an engineering marvel that symbolized the American ascendance of the 20th century, has sunk to its lowest level ever, underscoring the gravity of the extreme drought across the U.S. West. Lake Mead, formed in the 1930s from the damming of the Colorado River at the Nevada-Arizona border about 30 miles east of Louisville, is the largest reservoir in the United States. It is crucial to the water supply of 25 million people, including the cities of Los Angeles, San Diego, and, of course, Phoenix, Tucson, and LV. As of 11 p.m. Wednesday, the lake surface fell to 1,071 feet above sea level, dipping below the previous record set on 2016. It has fallen 140 feet since 2000, nearly the height of the Statue of Liberty from torch to base, exposing a bathtub ring of bleached white embankments. A drought has brought Lake Mead low, has gripped California, the Pacific Northwest, the Great Basin spanning Nevada, Oregon, and Utah, plus the southern western states of Arizona, New Mexico, and, of course, even part of Northern Plains. So not good stuff for anybody. This drought, what this also means, we're having a late summer. This summer is starting later. I have a prediction that we're going to see sun into September. And the craziness is going to go all the way up to October. Hot weather, everything is going to be there. So definitely be ready for hotness in October. Craziness. Okay. And then, I missed one here. No, I did not. Okay. Oh my God, I'm in a whale's mouth. Lobster diver says he was nearly swallowed by a whale off of Cape Cod. Oh my gosh. So I've seen a lot of videos on TikTok and, these things that get shared on the YouTube Shorts. And there's a lot of, I went down this rabbit hole of whales and close encounters with these huge blue whales and things. It's amazing. Like a fishing boat, and this whale's next to it, and it makes the fishing boat looks tiny. And the person on that little fishing boat, it just looks like, nothing compared to this big, huge, bigger than a bus-sized whale. But apparently, a lobster diver says he was nearly swallowed by a whale in a terrifying encounter off of Cape Cod Friday morning. Michael Packard has been lobster diver out of Provincetown for 40 years, but has never experienced anything like this. Packard told WBZ-TV News that after jumping off his boat into the water, he felt a huge bump and everything went dark. At first, he feared he was being attacked by a shark. It says, and then I felt around and I realized there was no teeth, he said. And then I realized, oh my God, I'm in a whale's mouth and he's trying to swallow me. That is terrifying. That's like, in fact, that might be a biblical sign too. David going into the whale's mouth. That is so freaking crazy. Or I'm sorry. I should. Not David. Huh?
Wasn't it Jonah?
Jonah. Yeah. I said David, and then my brain went no, and I was thinking Jonah and the whale. Which I actually had. My mom, I only had toys from the Christian store when I was a kid, and there was a whale, a plastic whale that had a mouth that basically opened up, and you could put Jonah, which wore the kind of the, I don't know what they were called, but like a tunic. I can only describe it as, I don't know what I don't want to call it a dress, but wore one of those, and you could stick Jonah in the whale. And I just remember the Christian the Christian store with all the books, and it even had like its own smell. But that toy I just found the other day, and I thought of my mom, and it was like the most amazing thing in the world. It's 30 years old, and I just found it out of nowhere. But yeah, imagine that in real life. Packard said he thought to himself, this is it. I'm going to die. He thought about his kids and wife and felt there was no getting out of the whale's mouth. Then all of a sudden he went up to the surface and he just erupted and started shaking his head. I just got thrown in the air and landed in the water. I was free and I just floated there. I couldn't believe it. I'm here to tell it. Oh. It says Packard's crewmate got him out of the water. He feared his legs were broken, but he was able to leave the hospital later in the day, and he could walk with a limp. It says the Provincetown Fire Department confirmed that they responded to a call 8:15 a.m. an injured lobsterman off of Race Point. It was happening so fast, a stunned Packard said, my only thought was how to get out of his mouth. It said they do what we call gulp feeding, and they can open up their mouths incredibly widely. It's a very unusual accident. This is 1 in a million, basically. Goodness, what a trillion chance. He was just unlucky enough to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. So when you see those whales doing that feeding where they open up their mouth and they take in all of the Dex, help me out here, the little the schools of fish,
plankton, all that stuff.
Yes, yeah. And this little tiny fish, the schools of fish, and this guy just happened to jump in at the same time, and was there and was in the mouth, and he straight up did like a Jonah or something, and he got spit back out. That is this is biblical. I mean, is this a bad thing that this happened? Like, what are the odds of that? The whales do not do it on purpose. The whale wouldn't have done it. He would have had to jump in as the whale was open, and it would have accidentally happened. That's almost a biblical sign from God. That's my opinion. Pretty freaky. Dex, let's get the next caller on, and I do want to thank everybody that is fighting over there on DLive. Liz Gaspari from Gaspari Nutrition says, Foogle fam, question. When will this UAP UFO disclosure being disclosed? I don't know. And they said this month, and we're like halfway through it, and we still don't have it. Ilea says, I'm jealous of Martians. Melons are hard to grow. Yes, they are. I think you're pretty much stuck with what you got. And then, hey, brother, dig the show. Little off subject, but you need to check out the new Apple Plus movie trailer, Invasion. You'll know when you see it. Duke of Stillwater, I will make sure to check it out. I love those kind of movies. Days of Noah, Fallen Angels Created Hybrids. Genesis 6. That's right. Isn't that freaking weird? And they do call them hybrids. It's so weird that Sweet Tooth is actually, I mean, like, it's not out of a, it's not even, it's more out of the Bible than it is out of a sci-fi writer, you know? All right, Dex, let's pop open the phone lines again, and it looks like we actually have Starseed 1, first-time caller. And if Starseed is, I know that it says something about that might have to switch. Either Starseed or the next caller, or Cosmic Cultivators.
Yeah, I'm trying to get Starseed on right now. Hang on.
Okay, thank you. All right, Starseed 1, you are live on Marfoogle News.
Hey, how you doing?
How's it going, Starseed?
How you doing? It's been listening to you guys for about a year now. I was calling about that wave of energy. It's center of the galaxy, I think. What is it? Some lady called about it.
Hey, Starseed, I know that I don't know what your current situation is, and it's totally okay. But you are very hard to hear. So I'm going to turn off my mic, and I'm going to let you talk. But if you are on speaker, I don't know if you have to be, but just want to make sure everybody can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, much better.
Okay. Yeah, I was calling. I heard the lady talking about the wave of energy or something from the center of the galaxy.
Yes.
Yeah, I think.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think is it the fluff? I think, and they're not sure what it is. But I was reading on that, and supposed to go through us and wake us up, make us more aware of stuff. You know, it's kind of what Christ was trying to do, wake people up. And I guess it's working. I mean, there's a lot of people waking up, but I don't think it's fast enough. People need to really wake up. I think that's what I think that's like a God thing. I mean, I'm not a religious person, but that's if you look at the in the Bible, it says something about God talking to people. God is going to choose a few, and only a few will answer. Okay, in the old Greek writing, the word talk also means tone. And there's the phenomenon going that a lot of people's ears are ringing, and that's the tone. That's the call.
Ooh, I'd never heard that theory before. That's a good one.
Yeah, the old Greek. I think in the Greek writing, the original, the Bible tells you that when everything gets confusing, to seek the old path. The old path is the old teachings, the old writings, and in the old writings it says that the tone, not a word, not a. The Father's not gonna speak to you in English, Spanish, Chinese. No, there's a tone he's gonna send out. And there's a phenomenon going on right now that there's a lot of people's ears ringing, and they're going to the doctor and they're just analyzing this or whatever they call that. But I think that's the call. I think a lot of people are expecting a man in sandals to come out of the clouds, but I think it's when they meant the body of Christ, they meant the body means a student body, a body of water. A lot of people are going to wake up.
That's a very, very, very interesting point. Especially, I've never heard that about how everybody's ears are ringing. That's I have a friend, a really young friend. He's like in his late 20s, I think, and I was telling him this, and he was like, "Oh my God, you know what? I have that problem." And I went to the doctor, and they told me I had tinnitus. And he said I couldn't even sleep from the ringing of the ears. But that's supposed to be the calling. And you said he was in his late 20s, like young 20s?
He's like his young, like in his late 20s, mid 20s, I think he is. And he kept telling me, he said, I kept hearing this tone and I couldn't even sleep, he says. And I'm getting, when I say these to people, a lot of people tell me, "Oh my God, my brother suffers from this," or I suffer from this, you know, and it's going around a lot. And it could be that, it could be the fluff, that energy wave coming through. And it doesn't matter what these planes paint the sky with, it's going through us no matter what.
Well, I have it all the time, and sometimes it's so bad that I stop walking. It's usually when I'm walking, I'll be going into the store or something, and it hits me so hard I stop. I'm like, what is that?
Yeah, I get it really bad too, and they're saying that's the well, I mean, you know, the conspiracy people that they say that's the calling, and I think it is. I think we're on end times, buddy, and people need to wake up really, really fast. You need to question your religion, because they said in the last days there will be false prophets. Okay, the last days. What did Jesus say? That a day is like 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is like a day. And this Christian religion has been out for about 2,000 years. So a lot of these religions are lying to us about a lot of stuff. I think we should seek the old path, seek the old books, the Old Testament, Book of John, that stuff. Because I think Paul and King James, I mean, come on, king is like a president, you know, they want to govern you. And we need to look for the old path.
Well, Starseed, I believe is this your first time call? You sound...
This is my first time calling, and I've been listening to you for a year. I was going to call the other day about this whole alien thing because I got this alien thing cracked down. I believe this is that's a whole nother call maybe, because I have a lot to say about this whole alien invasion thing. I have a lot to say about that.
Well, just I wanted to let you know too. But we probably will have to have you call back for that, because we do have Cosmic Cultivators right behind you. But I want to thank you for calling. But I also pulled up. There's a pattern here. I pulled up. Dex put in here a pattern of tinnitus and the search term, how popular it's gotten, and all of a sudden it's had a sharp spike. I mean, look at this.
Yeah.
Everybody is looking this up.
Yeah. It's a high-pitched tone that's coming.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. Let's see here.
See, in the old Greek writing, it says that it's a tone. It's not a voice. It's not a word.
And Adam, be careful with the music in the background.
Oh yeah, Starseed, you got some hip hop in the background that might trigger the copyright.
Yeah,
gods.
there was a car passing by there.
Yeah, well, basically it shows from 2004. It was steady 2009, 2014. All of a sudden this year, everybody, and this is interest over time, and it just shot like a rocket up. Why are so many people? Yeah, getting this tinnitus. I get what you're saying. Well, thank you so much, Starseed. We gotta get Cosmic Cultivators on here before the end of the show. But thank you for calling back, and please call back again. I would love to hear about it.
I sure will, man. Take care.
All right, thank you, Starseed. Bye-bye. Starseed itself isn't that like wasn't that a group? I don't know. Or that's in isn't that Guardians of the Galaxy or something? I don't know. But that's kind of freaky, right? Everybody all of a sudden just zoom. Everybody's talking about tinnitus, searching it all of a sudden. All right, and then just real quick, if you haven't checked it out yet, make sure to go check out EDEC. If you want to actually like stop your cell phone from sending any kind of signals, if you have to go somewhere where you don't want your phone doing stuff but you still need to use it, EDEC actually makes several bags, including one that has a clear window where you can still use your phone, but it will prevent it from sending any signals out. It will also protect you from getting hacked. So if you're going through the store or something, you can pop it in there so you know that nobody's going to come up to you with a scanner and grab all your information off of your phone. They make a belt loop one version that you can just pop your cell phone in. But it completely stops all that. So go to marfooglenews.com/EDEC. A small commission goes to us and you get a big discount. So it's pretty easy. Win-win for everybody. EDEC bag. All right, and let's get Cosmic Cultivators on. It looks like Cosmic Cultivators has been waiting patiently. And they are calling. By the way, that was Starseed 1 calling from California. Now we have Cosmic Cultivators from New Hampshire.
Hey, what's up, Adam?
How are you doing? So you wanted to talk about an anomaly caught in the sky. Is this your video?
Correct, yes. It's titled Sunrise. I don't know if Dex fast-forwarded 3 minutes, but go ahead and fast-forward 3 minutes and turn off the volume. It's unnecessary.
Okay, one sec. All right, people. So this.
I'll give you a little back history.
Okay, go ahead.
Sorry, I was going to give you a little back history. Monday, June 7th, sunrise at 5:05. There was no weather around. I recorded 28 minutes of footage, 15-minute segment, and then the last one was a 13-minute segment. That's what my camera does. When editing, I just fast-forwarded ×4 and sent it to YouTube, nothing more. If you concentrate around the sun, you will start to see flashes around the sun, not the ocean, just around the sun itself. I counted at least 24 flashes. You may need to turn up your brightness a little bit.
So wait a second. So I had a general area and then I rewound. So is it after 3 minutes it starts?
Yes, you will count at least 24 flashes. Just focus in where the sun would be cresting over the ocean. Not the ocean, the sky is what you're concentrating on.
Okay, so we're right here. If you guys can see my mouse.
There's multiple flashes. We didn't observe it until we saw it on our big screen, and we're like, oh, wow, a flash. Oh, another one. What's going on? Oh, my goodness, that's 12. Like, just craziness. What we were hoping today was maybe the Foogle fam with higher technology than I have could figure out the contrast thing. Like, is it my camera?
Oh, my God. I thought, no. Okay, so first of all, I thought that you just the border of everything was changing. I thought it was your white balance or automatic white balance. But if once you see the flash, oh no, you can't say that that's your white balance. No,
flash
wow.
Is multiple.
Oh no, and it's in a very small area. Wow.
Yeah.
This is the missus. And we want to add, too, that we also did our due diligence, and we checked to see if there was any weather of any kind in the area. There was no such thing. So it's not lightning. And we heard you mention this the other night, asking people if they had seen flashes in the sky, and coincidentally enough, we caught flashes in the sky.
Okay, so if you guys aren't seeing this, at first, I really did. In my head, I'm thinking, okay, I saw the borders. Oh my gosh, I saw the borders a little bit changing, and I thought, oh, maybe on a cell phone or on a different camera, maybe it's on auto white balance, so it's changing it. But that doesn't. I was looking at the whole picture, and just there, it was a bright flash. How amazing is that?
Yeah, there's multiple.
I know. I've already seen 3, and I'm trying not to rewind it because I don't want to go. I want it to happen. Like, look at that.
Yeah.
What the heck is that?
Just a little information about the camera. I recorded it in 1080p. It's a knockoff GoPro.
It's actually called a Cam Park.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was on a tripod. We were not touching it at all. We were walking around and just, observing the sunset with our naked eye.
Yeah.
We did not catch it until we watched it on our TV.
Yeah, a couple days later.
That is so weird. And again, what they're asking is if there's some reason why this camera could have done that. I know cameras and I know action cams. The only thing I could think of is like if it was auto white balance or auto ISO, but that wouldn't explain why the rest of the photo, the rest of it doesn't change. There's a little bit of the sky changing, but this is very particular. It's it's a certain area, and the area keeps changing. It's about this big, and then it's this big. I just to show you, there was a really good one right here. You gotta look at this. You gotta look at this on a big screen. If you're watching me, I hope you're watching me on a big screen right now. Watch right here where the sun is.
It's amazing. It's so much more pronounced on a big screen.
You're gonna see it all of a sudden. So you do see like this the ISO and all that stuff changing, but bam! Look at that. What
I
the
don't
hell is
believe
that?
I have my camera on ISO automatic because we do a lot of gardening and it just fluctuates the video too much when we're recording.
Once you see it, it's kind of like, whoa. I mean, it really does pop out at you, and it's different every time. It's a huge flash. So anyways, if somebody has an explanation for that, let us know.
So,
Go ahead.
no, that's why I don't think it's a camera anomaly because it's so localized. And if it was a camera anomaly, you'd be able to see it on the rock shore too, wouldn't you? It would be a whole picture, not just a certain area.
That's what I was thinking. That when it first started, I didn't know what I was looking for, so I just was looking at a video of a sunset, and I'm thinking, yeah, the sky, the whole thing's changing, or it's it's the camera, but that's not the camera. Oh my gosh! So wait, 5:36. Let me show you guys a really good one here. 5:36. Watch here. It's 5:34. Boom, right there. Another one. That was 2 in a row. Okay, so 5:34, 5:32. Hold on. I'm going to go to 5:32. And then I'm going to go right before that point.
So our question to the Foogle fam is if anybody can explain to us what it is. Like, we don't know if it's something coming from the sun. We don't know if it's, we'll call it boomers, with all the action that's going on overseas.
It impacts to the sun like asteroids, meteor, debris, whatever. I don't know if you can pick up a CME on camera. I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Watch right
But
here.
obviously it hits close to home, so we're very curious.
Yeah.
Right there, and then a second one. Well, thank you for sending this in. I appreciate this. Again, really, really crazy. If you're at home, try to spot this. Put this on a big screen. You'll see it exactly what we're talking about right now. Well,
can you repeat the location, date, and time, and so people can look on radar or other things and historical information?
Absolutely. So it was Monday, June 7th, sunrise, 5:05 a.m.
And we are in Northampton, New Hampshire.
Right on the shore, obviously.
Wow, incredible. Well, thank you. And I think you guys should keep doing some video out there. I think if you can, try to get an actual... you might want to invest in a used GoPro or something, like a really good one, and just let it run. Look at that. That is weird. It looks like huge flashes.
We work third shift, Adam, so it's quite common that we're out that time of hour, and we were definitely thinking about going back this weekend and seeing if we could catch anything else.
Well, if you can also replicate it, then it might be something that you can figure out that it's. But that is just weird. It's just weird.
We do have the same spot. We can go exactly to the same spot with a different camera, maybe.
I'm waiting. So now the camera's moving. I'm just waiting to see if we see one over.
This is the end. This is him just scanning around.
Yeah, it happens again, though.
You can look at our ugly mugs if you want to at the end.
Hoping, what that would prove, though, if you're moving the camera and it happens in the same spot, then that's another thing too. Well, thank you so much. You guys have a wonderful night. Thanks for calling in as a couple too, and we appreciate you. And what a beautiful sunset.
Thank you for all the support.
Yes, thank you for all the Foogle fam who subscribed to us.
We did reach 1,000.
Yes, thank you, Adam.
That is so amazing. Cosmic Cultivators, go over and love mob them. We helped them love mob, and they got to it. They got to 1,000. Now they can try to get monetized and actually have the algorithm pick them up. If you're not monetized, it's more than money. It's actually you don't get picked up. So thank you, thank you. Cosmic Cultivators. Look at that, perfect timing. That was the two of them. That was a great ending shot there. What a weird pulse. Okay, make sure to go show your love, show your support for any channel that we end up showing here as part of the Foogle fam. You know, we need to support each other and push each other up. Dex, there is just a plethora of craziness over on the website.
Yes, there is. And man, that video was incredible, wasn't it? I'm glad we got to it.
Yes, and again, sorry about that. I left it on there.
Yeah.
Once you go in and you see that, I hope that everybody can figure that out. I don't think it was auto ISO, and I don't think it was auto white balance, because
the only thing I could think of
localized.
is lightning, but they said they looked at the weather and there was no lightning reported at that time. So, you know, unless there was, you know, some weird anomaly, it's strange. It really is. So, yeah, people should go look into it. Hey, check out web-only content. As Adam said earlier in the show, make sure you go to marfooglenews.com, click on the thumbnail, scroll down. Web-only content will be there. We continue to follow the bean counters and their accounting activities and what's going on in all of the different locations. So that will be there. Lots of other things going on with some different folks and their different opinions. So obviously stuff we don't cover on the show. A lot of it is very cited. Some of it is just topics that are just not allowed on the platform. So make sure to check it out. marfooglenews.com. Scroll down, click on the thumbnail, scroll down, and look for web-only content. And even if you've missed a day or two, check the other days out. It's all really great stuff.
Once you get past this point, you will get into this isn't stuff that you're going to be shown on anywhere, really. You need to go read those articles because it's following stuff that you need to know about. Visit the website, regardless if you don't have time to watch the show. That's even a better reason. You can go through all the articles that we do. Our website's completely free. You can't beat that. So again, and there's no ads. You don't have to stop, right? You don't have to click skip ad on our website. So go just check it out, read the articles, and I appreciate it. I guess technically there's ads on the side for our support, but again, once you go in there, those are gone. So go into the articles and read the web-only content because it's pretty amazing. Rietta Squires, thank you for joining us. A lot of new subscribers doing the live. I don't know why we're getting so many on a live show, but thank you. CJ Blaze for modding, everybody. Whitetail, West Virginia, thank you guys. Thank you so much for modding, everybody that's stopping in. Extinguish Shiffy. Is that really the name? Extinguish Shiffy. I love it. Good call. Susan the House, Griffle, Raymond Scott, Ben Hound, Gina Stanley says, be ready for the rapture. Stormy7572, Bear Claws, Snafu Snaps, Laura Lynn, Shines Bright. We've got everybody in here. Nana Deborah, Vinny Vengeance. Oh my gosh, what a cool name. All sorts of great people in here right now. Thank you, everybody that stopped in and supported. James Fox says, thanks, Marf. Great show. Sir Budrick says, Days of Noah, fallen angels created hybrids, Genesis 6. And then actually I missed, I believe I missed a couple. Liz Gaspari, again, thank you. And it looks like our top supporter over on YouTube is, that would be Gone Girl 777. And Ilea says, my ears happen, my ringing ears happen during CMEs. Coincidence? There is no such thing. Dex, can you tell me the three top creators over on DLive?
Absolutely. In the number 3 position, we have Gone Girl. Number 2 is Kelly2334. And in the number 1 position, thank you very much, is Texas Rob 49.
Wow, Texas Rob, you must have just absolutely gone nuts. Texas Rob says, another great show. Who'd have thunk it? Well, thank you. Earth Observer says, my mom loves footage. Asked me to roll a joint now. Oh, well, that's illegal here. Kishara, Mr. MB333 showed Portal Sun Flash connection. Question mark. Kishara, I don't know. I will check it out. Mr. MB33, the cool thing, he gets so many videos from so many different places. He's got great channel. Make sure to go check out Mr. MB333. Vol111, Kelly2334, thank you for being number 2 tonight. Gone Girl, again, thank you. You guys all have a great night. It is officially time for a shoutro. Dex, I love you.
Great show, brother. Much love.
Have a good night. Well, I guess, Dex, we'll see you Monday. We're going to do another video. We're going to launch a video here soon, so make sure to share it. It's going to have information on some stuff that it's not going to be too fun, but you're going to have to share it anyways. Experiment for all you replay watchers. If you got this far, if you haven't pressed the like button, what are you doing? Please help us out here. Let's beat their system that holds us down. And if you do 10,000 likes, which we've never got, if you do that, there's no, I mean, literally, it's so free. It's just boom, click it. Please. I want to test a theory. Can you guys help me on this one? Press the like button. It takes 0 time and it's so easy. Okay. It is now a time for the shoutro. It's not an outro. It's not a shout out. It is a yeah, that's right. I missed it. Shoutro.
Every single day that I go and try, I win because I am I. Every single day that I go and try, I win because I am I. Every single day that I go and try, I win because I am I. Kelly and under 2334. Thank you, Congo. 777 Texas. Route 49 and Earth Observer. Thanks everybody going on the curb. Congo 777. Thanks for support. And on both platforms on your track. Congo 777. Oh, we ride. 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 And now I bring it down. Michigan Supreme Court, I got me now. Unlock me, Panama certified. A petition, I'll repeal emergency light. Go by now, with the William Gaines. Do it now down and I feel no pain. Every single day that I go and try, I win because I am I. Every single day that I go and try, I win because I am I. I got the red Heinz in a gold bag of Y. A Venus on L and a W on I. And a Shastina, I bring it down so mean. I got the gas, plus Fox and a green. Rolling the joint for the mother and the Mina. Being down like a busy misdemeanor. Hold the coffee, upon a poppy. X-Wing is shifty, gonna bring it on the safety. Call now, Rose on the Froman. Bring it on down like a Georgia Foreman. Put it on pause. Put it on pause and put it on repeat. Put it on e-sheet. Put it on pause and put it on repeat. Every single day that I go and try, I win because I am I. Every single day that I go and try, I win because I am I. I got the mighty torture farm too. I bring you the day on the S-5. Flew with the Nature's Bounty Homestead. I got the Brett Hines on my head. Cha twisty, cha twisty. I bring it down now, we get sissy. Now with the Marquee Hall. Bring it down and I'm standing tall. stall, also fall. Then bring back with the Joe. Toot 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 with the big thumbs up. Doing on down in the giggle run. Got the less field drip, I bring it sealed. Dick, Cheetle Dick, I'm gonna bring it on the big now. Leo Walls on the G, on the Joe, on the bring down with the Murphy's Law. I gotta bring it with the hot knife, Chris hot stew and the jam take. I've a heck, I've a one on the old no you can. I save a chef sheep on the go and you can. Oh? You get it? I said, UK? Cause jam's from the UK? Ha 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 ha. Oh. Every single day that I go and try, I win because I am I. I like the rose on the front man. I like to go back down on the gold man. I've done that with the honey, the gold dress. Oh, now with the maxi batty, bring it on the sassy, bring tactics, it's Prop 49.